One thing that I did do that 90% of people, 90 however many percent of people are not doing, and that is one little change that is going to accumulate and have big results over a long period of time. On this last day of the year in 2019, I have one question and only one question for you, and that is, are we finally getting paid in 2020? Are we finally gonna start that online business and make our first dollar? If that is a yes, I want you to comment right now that yes, I am committed in 2020. Now, I could make all the how to make money online in 2020 videos. I could make a series. I could break down my exact formula, give away my entire business for free on my YouTube channel. And 90%, probably 97% of people that watch it will still not make a dollar online. There's people that beg me step by step, Marissa, what is exactly that you do? And I'm like, dude, there are 214 live videos on my channel teaching step-by-step tutorials that are just giving away the business strategies and the things I've learned throughout my journey every single week when I post a video, and people still aren't doing it. And it's because people, first off, most importantly, watch the video and don't do anything. They don't take one effort of action. That's, the fundamental problem. But the other problem is that there's not one simple change made in the process of, figuring out and deciding, yes, I want to build my online business. And so people decide, yes, I want to start building this business. I want to start doing this, make this change. I'm going to make my first dollar online this year, but they don't do anything. 2 weeks into the new year or 2 weeks into the second quarter or whatever time of the year, it doesn't really matter. They go back to that old routine and they stop committing to that one change. And for the season of goal setting and the new year, new me syndrome, I want to make one thing clear. You might be setting your goals a little bit too high. And the reason I say that is because I remember my journey when I was still an engineer in the 9-to-5, waking up every day, getting out of my garage. This is just a day in my normal work life. Driving to work every single day, the 19-mile drive, whatever it was. Just usually wake up out of bed, roll off the side of my bed, and just do nothing with it. Getting to the office, sitting in my cube for 8 to 9 hours. But there was one thing that I did do that 90% of people, 90 however many percent of people are not doing, and that is one little change that is going to accumulate and have big results over a long period of time. And as I mentioned, there's hundreds of videos on my channel. I'll leave links up here to my free affiliate marketing guide. I'll leave another link into the playlist of my YouTube marketing and how I make money on YouTube. I've given tons of explanations from scratch on how I make funnels, how to build a funnel, sales funnels. This video is not about that. This video is taking a super huge step back and getting back down to the fundamentals and the basics of what it is you need to make that first dollar in 2020, that first $100, and finally get paid in 2020. So here's the thing, the major mistake that people do. They tell themselves, I want to gain 12 pounds of muscle, when they're not even going to the gym consistently twice a week and not even tracking what they eat. They want to say like, oh, I want to buy a luxurious car, or oh, I want to crack my first $100,000 in revenue, like this girl did last year. If you look at, my mom made us write down our goals last New Year's, like, Happy New Year, what are your goals for 2019? And I'm looking at my goals, it's right here, and they say, I don't see you focus on this. It says 100K YouTube subscribers. Did I get that? No. $100,000 in revenue. Did I get that? No. Debt free. Did I get that? No. Help 50,000 people. Did I get that? Yeah, I did. I could successfully say that. And it's just, I really think back and I'm like, why the hell did I want those goals in the first place? And I even affirmed it to you guys in my last New Year 2019 video. And so my goal for 2019, my first goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2019. Next year in 2019, one of my goals is to have a 6-figure month and to make $100,000 in revenue. And so my point is, I'm not exactly sure why I wanted those goals, how they would make me feel, who they would affect in my family, what having that $100,000 a month would do for me. And that's exactly the point I want to make, is that these goals maybe were set too high. I mean, why? Why did I need to have a 6-figure month, you know, in 2019? I didn't even have the systems in place to do that. I mean, if I look back on my year this year, I was a whole shit ton of business changes and I wasn't even ready. I mean, back in the summer, I quit affiliate marketing. The past year, I've been an affiliate marketer. Full, complete affiliate marketing course for beginners. So I am an affiliate marketer and I have no website. No, this channel will no longer be solely around affiliate marketing. For me, it's time to move on and really execute my passion project and doing what I love the most and teaching what I know is going to help you guys exponentially. And then later on this year in the fall, I launched a coaching program, which is my first coaching program I've ever done. The first thing that I will be offering is an 8-week coaching and private mentoring program with me. So I kind of did a complete 180 in the online marketing world, going from, you know, wanting to be a super affiliate, crack 100K months, to like wanting to be a coach, create my own products, and, you know, really impact people with my courses. So I didn't achieve all these things, and I'm not mad about it at all, because the number one thing I can say, my number one accomplishment this year, is I enjoyed the process of growing so much. Like that process of failing brought me so much joy, because in return I got so much more back. I mean, some of my students crossed 6 figures. They hit 6 figures in less than a week with a course that they digitally launched. Like when I heard that news, it really like brought tears to my eyes. Like my voice is getting cracky just thinking about it. But just to know that you've had the impact on people and to know that you've helped them in their lives is just so much more of a reward than the own success you're having. And that to me was probably my biggest accomplishment of 2019. And so I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna just do what I'm asking you guys to do, and I'm gonna make my goals achievable. I mean, this year my highest month in revenue was 20-something K. I can't remember, it's the low 20s, and you know, that's fine. Like, to me, that's great. Did I expect it would be way higher? Yeah. But I'm so happy about that. I mean, I'm proud of that. That was my highest month in my whole online career, in my whole life. And so, I know a manageable goal that I want to hit this year in 2020 is around $35,000 in 1 month. That will allow me to happily have my dream team, the people that I hire to sustain the business. That'll allow me to save money. That'll allow me to pay off that debt that I wanted to do last year. And that is low-hanging fruit, an income revenue that I definitely think I could smash and I could definitely achieve. And so I want you, when you're reflecting on 2019, when you're really visualizing what your 2020, I want you to feel what it feels like to make that first dollar online. How is that going to make you feel? How is that going to affect your family? When you make that first dollar online, what are you gonna do next to make that first $10? What are you gonna do next to make that $10 maybe turn into making $10 every single day consistently for 1 month? Then you go up a little bit to $100. So it's not jumping from, you know, a 10K revenue all the way up to 100K and 100 million and all this stuff. It's taking those achievable steps that feel good, no matter what it is. You know, if it's fitness, it's like you're not trying to gain 15 pounds of muscle. You're trying to get to the gym 5 times a week. Why don't we start there and start taking those baby steps? It's not about, you know, failing, getting 2 weeks into all these new damn goals for the new year, and then in week 3 of the new year, you're like, shit, this is way out of reach. So it's about making that one tiny little goal, crossing that off, being confident with it, smiling, it's, you know, acknowledging your success, and then moving on to that next achievable goal. Comment below if you're with me for 2020. I want you to comment your goal for 2020, and not because it's 2020. Just imagine it being your goal for January, you know, your goal for February. What is that one goal that you need to achieve? If it's as simple as making your first dollar online, going to the gym 4 times a week, just one little habit, one little tweak that's going to get you to where you want to be in a year from now. That one little habit that's achievable, that makes you smile, that makes you happy, that is a reasonable change to your everyday lifestyle. Put that goal in the comments right now and commit to it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell, join the family. And so one thing that I did commit to last year was writing down, like, you know, my successes in my journal. I would just write down all of my lessons learned, because I'm looking back at these lessons and I'm like, I'm learning from myself, you know, a year later, a month later, however long it is. And so just looking at the progress of my growth, like, you guys won't make money online. You won't have a profitable online business if you don't have that growth. And how do you get that growth? You have to fail, you have to live it, you have to try it, you have to incorporate it and develop a habit. You know, it takes 21 days, you know, I think it's more like 30 to have a routine habit where you don't even think about it, where you can make it achievable. And then on top of that, then you could add something else to your routine and you just keep building and building and building. And so the point is, with building a business, with building an online brand, with serving people, with giving value on the internet, the point is to just get started with that one simple change. It doesn't matter if you think you did what you had to do that day, if you think, oh, I didn't, you know, accomplish X, Y, and Z, but are you still going? Are you still working every single day, no matter what it is, to that goal that you want to achieve? Like I said, all the tutorials in the world, all the digital courses in the world will not do a damn thing if you don't commit to that one small change right now. And so just wanted to leave you guys with this. I heard this quote by Oprah this year, and it's probably my favorite quote in the whole wide world. It gives me chills, it makes me tear up. I know I'm kind of acting like a baby this video, but let me play it for you guys.
Your legacy is every life you touch. Feel everything with love, because every moment you are building your legacy.
You know, your legacy is every life that you touch, of you being here on this planet. And so that is what freaking fires me up every single day, is knowing that, you know, there's just about 2 million views on my YouTube channel. That's 2 million opportunities that I've had to help somebody, to give someone an idea, to give somebody that, you know, spark that they've been looking for, that tip, that trick that they've been wanting. And so that's what gets me fired up and doing my job and serving you guys every single day, you know, on this channel, on my Instagram, with my content, my free content, my paid content. It's about the legacy that I will leave behind, you know, once I'm not here anymore, but the amount of people I'm able to serve in my lifetime. And that is what it should be about for you. You know, your content and what you have to teach and the value that you have to give matters. It doesn't matter how small you think it is. It doesn't matter how much you think you don't know yet. You know a lot. You have a lot of knowledge in there. You have, you know, a lot of things to share with people that people want to hear. And so I think about how life would be without me not starting 2 years ago, without me not starting my channel, without me not helping out my students. Like, where would they be? You know, where would my subscribers be? All the subscribers that have told me, like, wow, that's such a great idea, I'm gonna try that out. And like, what would that look like right now if I hadn't started? And so that's what I want to leave you with, is what will your legacy look like? Not in 2020, but way beyond 2020 in your lifetime. So it goes deeper than just Happy New Year, than just, you know, goal setting. But it all starts with that one simple decision and that one simple change that you're comfortable with implementing right now. So no matter what point you're watching this video, whether it's in 2020 or 2021, I just wanted to say, keep going, set that goal, make that one little change, and most importantly, get started on building your legacy. So talking about building online business and legacies, check out this video. I know you're going to like it, about where I would start if I was a broke online beginner. It's working now in 2020, so that video starts right now. And being able to receive checks like these while you sleep. I'm talking about this type of traffic right here, where you're seeing, or I'm generating over 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.